Your desires are so close to you that you wouldn't even believe it if I told you. I want to share with you a story, and this is a powerful story of one of my Platinum Program member clients, and she shared this story with me recently about her SP after being in no contact for a year and a half. And I want to share with you what happened and what she found out after they got back together. And this story is going to give you chills, because I want you to think about whatever it is that you desire, whether it's money, a person, a house, whatever it is. Your desires are so close to you, but you can't see them because you are in the way. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what you can do right now to move out of the way so that you too can have your desires falling on your lap. Welcome, my name is Rose. Welcome to The Rosey Life, where we help you free your mind and follow your heart so you live a life that you love. If you're interested in working one-on-one with me, you can go to TheRoseyLife.com. You know what to do. And also just wanted to share a couple of updates, you guys. If you're interested in the Platinum program that is opening up in July, I am going to be sending out emails probably in a few weeks. And so if you're on my list, stay on the lookout for an email for signups, and I'll have all the information in there. But for now, you can go to my website and you can read all about what we do in that Platinum program. It's for 6 months. And also I've added some success stories from my current Platinum member programs, like their experience in the program and what has happened with them. I've just shared some of those so far. You can scroll in there and you'll see I've added them in there. That way you could see for yourself what it is to be, what it's like to be in the program. So the other thing I wanted to announce is, I already announced this, you guys have already seen it, that I created a 1-hour 3D and Me. It's like a mini course. It's just a 1 hour, and it's about 1 hour, and it's recorded. Okay, it's audio only. And the reason I did this on purpose was because many of you enjoy the shorts that I do talking about a very specific thing. And I wanted to talk about the 3D because there's so much confusion, so many questions about how to react to it, what to do with it. Do I ignore it? Do I not ignore it? Do I engage with it? What do I say? What do I do? And all of these questions are clear that you don't understand what 3D really is. And in that course, I offer you a very powerful way on how to not react to the 3D, on how to not be triggered by what you're doing in the 3D. Because until you really understand that it's 3D is you, and I know many of you already understand this, you've read it, you've heard it a million times, I know. But yet the questions still flood in about what to do, what's happening, because you're still not understanding that the 3D really is you. So it's an hour long of really getting into explanation of what it is, so you can hear it not once, but many times. You can fall asleep to it if you want to. You can wake up to it if you want to. But it is literally for you to remember to stop falling asleep, and for you to remember that the 3D is just you. 3D is me. There's nothing special going on here. It's me. So it's like an hour of reminders of what it is and what you're doing and what to do with it. So I've already seen many of you already purchased it, and if you have, send me an email and let me know what you guys think of it so far. So that's why I did it, because a lot of people will find a little tidbit in a video and say, ooh, that right there, that was powerful. Well, this is an hour of those powerful tidbits that most people pause videos to hear, because it's about just a 3D. And I think it's something that it does take a minute to sink in, to understand that everything and everyone is you pushed out. And just hearing that and remembering that That alone is so powerful. So those are my couple announcements that I wanted to make. And thank you, because we're over 20,000 subscribers. I think you guys are freaking amazing. We're also freaking amazing, and I appreciate you guys for subscribing and sharing the Rosey Life videos with others. I just want to thank you again, and just so excited to keep going. Let's go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read you this client source story, okay? She told me in person in one of our sessions, and in the Platinum program we meet weekly, in addition to our monthly book club and other things. But she shared this with me, and when we first started working together, she had already tried working with many other coaches. She tried affirming, visualizing, her self-concept. She tried so many things, and she just felt very frustrated and lost and confused and felt bad and guilty, and she had all stuff going on inside of her. She was like, I don't even know. You can see that the desire was waning on her, and she was just feeling so like fed up, but yet she really wanted to be with her person. And so this is what her source story is, and it's so beautiful, and I'm so happy for her. And if you're watching, I'm so happy for you, because you can tell she's so happy with him, but she was so happy before he came in. And she knew who she was before he came in. And it was like, I loved being with her for the whole evolution of that, of the unfolding of it, because before she was getting little movement and like seeing him somewhere driving around or seeing his name, but she wasn't getting any communication or any other like one-on-one face-to-face stuff. And I said, no. I said, this is all on purpose. I said, remember who you are. And so it was really helpful to go along on this with her. But here's her story she wanted to share with all of you. She said, hi, Rose. I just wanted to follow up with my SP source story for you. I waited because there were things unfolding I wanted to include as well. Please feel free to share, and I hope in doing so it helps someone else. I've learned a lot about what we learn, like circumstances don't matter, what you want wants you, and how things happen is perfect for you. It's all true. I also wanted to share that if I can do it, anyone can. As you know, I recently got in contact with my SP after 18 months of what felt like radio silence. I was the one who reached out to him because I'm getting ready to move, and I still have some of his things. When I did, I can honestly say that I had finally gotten to a place of needing nothing. This is key. We're going to dive deep into that today. I felt pretty detached from the outcome, and I knew the 3D isn't where my power or validation lies. I simply wanted to know if he wanted his things back. At best, I thought he'd make a funny joke about it, as he has a really good sense of humor. What has followed over the last week or so has been so much more than I could have ever imagined. He returned my text almost immediately. Instead of a joke, his message was long and heartfelt. For a few minutes, we shared messages back and forth the same way. While I was responding to him, I saw a call coming in from him. We talked for over 2 hours that night, and he asked if we could talk again. We've spent many more hours on the phone and messaged each other every day since. I'm loving how easily our conversation flows. I'm blown away to find we've been mirroring each other for almost the entire 18 months since I last saw him. We've been at many of the same events, and one night he even saw me. I didn't see him, but he was sitting directly behind me at a show and was afraid to say hi. I know it was because of a belief I was still letting go of at that time, and I couldn't allow it. Last week, we talked about getting together, and this weekend, it happened. We spent the day together, taking in a show and having lunch and drinks in New York. almost 2 years to the day of our last long weekend there. He's reflected some of my inner conversations and affirmations back to me, and it felt exactly how I hoped. Familiar and new all at once. I'm filled with a sense of wonder, but at the same time, it's just so natural, and I'm enjoying the ride. It's all so crazy and beautiful. I still have doubt pop up, but when I do, or I want to judge circumstances, I remind myself to lean into acceptance and needing nothing to be different. I'm persisting in my end of being married to the most amazing version of him, and I know it's all unfolding perfectly. For me, the moral of the story is trust yourself and trust the unseen. He told me he recently shared with his friends and family that I'm the love of his life, and that was before we spoke. So you just never know what's happening backstage. I didn't do anything, and I didn't feel anything shift. I just accepted I am and have everything right now. Rose, I am so full of love and gratitude for you and the channel. Regardless of what's happening out there, quote, I feel like I've come home to the truest version of myself, and that feels so joyful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so good. And I just want to say that she told me that when they got together, that she had been, before they got together, she had been affirming that I'm the love of his life. And then she finds out when they started talking again that he had recently told his family and friends that she's the love of his life. And that's before they even started talking. They hadn't spoken to each other for a year and a half, almost 2 years. And he was saying that, and they weren't even talking. And she was, and I joked around with her and I said, yeah, that was probably one of those nights that you were crying on your pillow, thinking nothing was happening, that there was no movement, that nothing's going on. And here he is telling his family and friends, literally mimicking everything that you're saying, you're affirming to yourself. He's over there telling everybody else, she's the love of my life. And you're over there going, there's no movement. Do you see? That's why he couldn't come in. So we were kind of joking about that, but you guys, that's just how it is, right? It feels like nothing's happening. It feels like nothing's moving. So let's dive into this and get you all on track too. So I pulled out some of her quotes, okay? I felt pretty detached from the outcome. I know 3D is not where my power lies. So that's how she felt before she texted him and said, do you want your stuff? It wasn't a loving text, hi, I love you, I miss you, can we talk? No, it was do you want your stuff? I'm moving, do you want your stuff? Right? She was expecting him to do some like silly comeback or whatever, but it to go nowhere. She already knew, though, that she said, I know 3D is not where my power lies. Because a lot of you are going to be like, oh, she had to reach out to him. You're right. She didn't have to. She chose to. But let's look at that for a second for all of you little doubters that are going to poke at this part, because I already know what's coming with this, right? I want you to think bigger, big bird's eye view here, okay? How is it that his stuff was left in the house when they broke up? His stuff got left there. No coincidence there. That was already laid out. The path of them being together was already laid out by him leaving her stuff there. But she had no way of knowing that his stuff being there was actually going to be a stepping stone of how they end up together. I'm not saying this is true for all of you. This is true for her. What's true for her is going to be different for you, for all of us. We all have different stories. So don't try to mimic and say, oh, that's why his stuff is here, or that's why her stuff is here. Do you see? You're trying too hard. But what I want you to see is that that stuff was left there so that she would have a reason to reach out to him. Otherwise, it would have been something else, or he would have reached out. It doesn't matter whether she texted him or not. That man was ready to already message her. He had already been telling his friends and family that she's the love of his life long before she reached out and said, do you want your stuff? Do you see that? That's I don't want you guys getting hung up on who called who. Right? And that's, no contact and first move and should I make a move and all that stuff. None of that matters. This is what matters. I felt pretty detached. Pretty, she didn't feel completely determined, 100% locked in, detached. She said, I felt pretty detached. Pretty detached. She didn't say I felt perfectly detached. I felt pretty detached from the outcome. I know 3D is not where my power lies. She knows that. She knows that the 3D is not where her power lies. She knows that her power lies within her. And then she says, we have been mirroring each other for 18 months. At one event, he was sitting directly behind me. I could not see him, even though he saw me. Can we say what? Wow? Hold the phone here. Let's chat about this for a second, okay? Because I got more scoop. So the man, she's at some event, all right, some play or musical or something, and she's there with her friend, and she told me anytime she goes anywhere that she just imagined them together. And that night she said, I just really felt his presence with me. I really felt him with me. She said, because she would do this all the time. When we talk, you can tell that she was always choosing, he's with me. He's with me. And even though he wasn't physically with her, she was choosing to say, he's with me. I know he's with me. And she said that night, I really felt his presence very strongly. Hell yeah, she did. Her boo was sitting right behind her, but she didn't know it, and she couldn't see it. Why could she not see him, but he could see her? He was staring at her the whole time. He was in an arm's distance from her and didn't have the courage to say hi. He said this was his story later, that he didn't have the courage to say hi. He didn't feel like he could do it at that moment. But she's sitting there unknowingly, literally in the same exact seat, but one row behind her, in the same exact seat. Can we make, you can't even make this stuff up, you guys. This is like a movie. This is why the how, stay out of the how. Get your finger out of the how. It's none of your business. Stop trying to figure this out. Stop asking how. Stop asking when. This is none of your business. The how's not your business. The how is happening for you, through you. You're not the doer, you're the chooser. But she even recognized that she could not see him because she was letting go of a belief about him or her, because she had all these stories that she was still telling herself about him and about herself. That's why he could not approach her. He would have approached her if she was just like that man would have probably grabbed her and sit her on her lap or something, but he couldn't, even if he wanted to. He wanted to talk to her, but he couldn't because she wouldn't let him, because she was holding on to some BS story. Do you see? So who had the power? She does. Who has the power? You do. They don't. The desire doesn't. The manifestation doesn't. The person, the money, the house, the job, whatever it is, it doesn't have the authority. It doesn't have the power. You do. But it couldn't even come to her, even though it was like this in arm's length. It couldn't come to her because she's holding on to some story about him that he wasn't there, or she did something wrong, or who knows, right? We didn't get all the details about that. But it doesn't matter what the story was. It only matters that whatever she was holding on to couldn't let him come in. That's it. Do you see how close your desire is? And it doesn't matter what it is. That's how close, because your desires are already done. They exist right here, right now. They're with you, and you can't see them because of your stories, because of your insistence that you're not it. We're going to get to it. Stay with me. So I didn't do This is for all of you. What does she do? What does she affirm? What does she say exactly? What was her intentions? What was her routine in the morning? And she tried all that. When I met her, she had the laundry list of stuff that she had tried then. I didn't do anything. And I didn't feel anything. For those of you who are just like, I don't feel anything. Doesn't matter. Not required. I didn't feel anything shift. I didn't feel anything shift. I didn't do anything. I didn't feel anything different. That's what she wanted to share this with you guys. I didn't do anything, and I didn't feel anything shift. Because, oh, I feel like I shifted. I feel like it's moved. Something's moved. I feel like something shifted. I feel lighter. I feel happy. And then when that feeling goes away, then you guys are mad or sad or anxious again. You're just like, how do I stay in that feeling? You don't have to. You don't need to. It's not required for you to feel anything. Do you see? I just accepted that I am. I accepted I am and have everything now. That was what she did. If you want to say she did anything, that's what she did. She accepted it. How do you accept it? It's a choice. You accept it. Period. You don't feel it. She didn't do anything to accept it. She didn't feel anything to accept it. She accepted that I am everything. And she said multiple times, I made a video a few weeks ago about that you don't need it. You don't need anything. You don't need the movement. You don't need the evidence. You don't need to see the bank account change. You don't need to see a text. You don't need it because you already have it. That's what she did. And if you haven't watched that video, go and watch it. And I'll link it below. Go watch it because that one really moved a lot of people in their understanding of, I get it. I don't need anything. But let's dive deeper. Here's a couple scriptures that I wanted to share with you about what we're talking about why you don't need it. Okay, ye shall not add unto the word which I commanded you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it. That's in Deuteronomy 4:2. It's talking about the word. You shall not add unto the word which I commanded you. I gave you. Neither shall you diminish from it. You shall not add to the word, and you cannot take from the word, because the word is the word. The word is the truth. Let's talk about the word some more. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. That's in John 1:1. And the word was God. The word, have you guys noticed, is capitalized in these scriptures. Is capitalized because anything that's capitalized indicates God, indicates divine. It's the word is God, and God is you. The word is you. You are God. You are the word. Why is this important? I am the word. No thing, nothing, no thing, nothing, no person can add or take from you the word. Nothing can add to the word, and nothing can be taken from the word, because the word is God. That is you. I am everything already. Why? Because I am the word, and I am everything. The word, you can't add to the word, and you can't take from the word. In other words, you don't need anything, because nothing can take from you or give to you, because you already have it. Whatever it is that you think you want, whatever it is that you're manifesting and you think that thing's going to give you, you already have that too. You have it all. You have everything. That is exactly what she did. She accepted that I already have everything, that I already am everything. I am everything. She accepted it. I am everything. And any time that she felt compelled to want to take action, want to do something, want to affirm, or feel sad or feel down, she would remind herself, what are you doing. I already am it. I already have it. I don't need it. I don't need anything. I already have it. That's where she went to. I don't need it. I already have it. I already am it. I'm everything. That's where she dove into. That's what happened with her. She tried everything. Affirming, visualizing, coaches, reading books. She's a really smart woman. But when she finally realized that I am everything, I don't need anything, anyone, because I am the Word. And nothing and no one can add to me or take from me because I am whole. I don't need anything. I am whole. I am and always was and will be whole and complete. That is what she did. That's exactly what she did. She accepted that she doesn't need anything or anyone because she is the Word. She is whole and she is complete. So I intend that this video was really helpful for you guys in understanding why you can rest in the unseen. And she said it, and I've said it many, many times, that I love that quote from The Little Prince. What is essential is invisible to the eye. What is essential that you put your faith in is invisible. It's nothing that you're going to see. No signs, no movement, no proof, none of it. You are the Word. That is what is essential. The trusting in you, that you are the Word, that you are the answer. You are the secret sauce to manifesting anything in the life of your dreams. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing to The Rosey Life. Thank you, members. And by the way, if you're a member, thank you guys. I've been having so much fun. If you guys don't know, I have a membership channel, and that is where I'm doing random, I call them random live Q&As because I'm doing them random. They're not going to be scheduled. I'm going to be random. I've already come in there a couple times, and it's so much fun because I'll just come in whenever. And I'm doing it randomly, different times of the day, different days of the week, because I have people from different countries around the world. So sometimes I might be there at midnight, and other times I might be there early in the morning, because I want to catch everybody at different times of the day on purpose. It's never going to be scheduled. It's just going to be, I come on random, whoever's in there, I'm going to answer your questions live in that moment. It's not going to be scheduled. You don't have to email them to me. It's just going to be random. And it's been so much fun already doing those, and they're all like recorded anyway, so you guys can watch them. So if you want to check them out in the membership channel, you can. If you would like to be a member, you know what to do. All the information down below. I love you guys so much because you're all so freaking amazing, and you don't need nothing. Nothing. You have it all. Don't forget.